Hi Cancer, and welcome to your mid-monthly reading. This is for Cancer Sun, Moon, Rising, Midheaven, or Venus. However, if you are a newbie and you just happen to find yourself on the Mother Tressa channel, welcome. I do hope that you hear all that you need at this time, and definitely do subscribe before you leave. What came up as the signifying energy for you guys coming into the mid-month was the Four of Wands. Okay, and the cruise that hounds you at this time, what is keeping you bound potentially, you have the Six of Swords. Now what is real about the situation, you have the King of Swords energy, which came out and it was upright and then it flipped into the reversal, so I don't really know what's going on with that. We shall get to it in due time. But what is wrong about the situation, you have the Empress card. Okay, now where you need more information, what came up was the Devil card. And then by the end of the month, your final outcome card, what you can do in this situation, what came up was the Ten of Wands in reverse. Okay, I am getting the sense that you're harboring or holding on to energy that you don't need to be holding on to, right? Which is very common for Cancers because you guys have very I want to say brooding energy, but you just have the capability and the potential to hold a grudge. Okay, it's like once something upsets you or sets you off, that's like it. Okay, the rest of the day you will consistently bring up the one thing that hurt your feelings, right? Or that put you in a bad mood. It's like you guys so easily give your power to things that are just so petty, right? I can't invalidate your feelings and say that it's wrong for you to feel that way, but to continue to hold on to it isn't going to do anything but distract you from your responsibilities, distract you from your mission, distract you from being able to give out the love that you guys have, right? You have so much of it to be able to be of service to other people in the way that you use your intuitive abilities. You know, you guys are magical creatures as well. You come from the depths of the ocean, right? You guys are crabs, so there's so much that you see that other people don't have access to, and you could be such a blessing to those in your environment, but I don't feel like you guys utilize it to your benefit as much as you could. You know, you don't maximize on your time or your energy, and that's it. That is what I'm getting. I'm also getting a sense that you guys are escaping here at the beginning of the month. And it can be from your home life, it can be from your conditioning, it can be from just some type of structure or foundation that you have been building upon, right? That you did put some effort into, that there was some sort of success with. But with the Six of Swords, it's not enough to keep you there. Kind of like when they say you can love somebody, but love is not enough. You know what I'm saying? If there is no security there, if there is no sense of communication there, if there is no teamwork, right? If there is no support, you know, you don't feel like you have a confidant, you don't feel like you have somebody that you can rely on, that you can depend on. Is it worth it to stay in love just because you love them? Sometimes it's not enough, and I feel like for you guys, something's not enough here. And I'm also getting that with the confirmation of the Empress being in the what is wrong position, right? It's not enough. For some of you guys, though, let's get into the what is real about the situation. You have the King of Swords. So this can be professionalism. This can be wit, like intellect. This can also be, in the reversal though, lies, like manipulation through the use of language. Language essentially is very manipulative. If you know how to word things in a particular manner, you can most certainly 9 times out of 10 get what you want. If you know how to word it to kind of play on people's sympathy, you know, to kind of play on people's impulsiveness, to just play on their lack of knowledge. It can go either way. Some people are kind of just telling you what you want to hear. You're doing that to other people. Some of you guys are being really nice, you know, 1 minute, and then the second the person turns around, they turn their back. You're very rude, right? You have all the remarks to make about somebody. just getting the sense that you can be talking behind somebody's back with the King of Swords in the reverse, okay? And that's not really going to get you anywhere, especially by the end of the I was going to say the end of the wands. By the end of the month with this 10 of wands here, right, it can backfire. Something is going to backfire. So just be careful who you're talking to and what it is that you are professing with your mouth when you're sharing these little bits of information, or how you feel or how you think about someone, because they can, you know, be like little birds and go and repeat what it is that you're saying, and that is how it backfires. So just keep the energy light here with this King of Swords energy. What's wrong here with this Empress card? Something is not growing as you want it to be growing. Going back to that love concept, where love is not enough, right? You can't survive off of love. Some of you guys don't feel secure in what you're doing. It can be on a professional level, it can be a job, right? You're going up against somebody that's kind of like harsh, right? Somebody that I want to say cold-hearted, but I kind of want to say more than that. To some degree, I feel like this is like an arch nemesis, right? You have an enemy in your midst, somebody that is set out to see you fail in a way. Though they don't necessarily say it, they're kind of setting you up. They might be trying to pull some strings here with this King of Swords. But what is wrong about the situation? It does not do right to do wrong by somebody that means well, first and foremost, with this Empress energy. But again, something about growth and something's not growing. 2019, it does reduce down to the number 3, which does speaks about the Empress on a symbolic level, right? The number 3, which talks about the triad as well, which I mentioned in some other tarot videos. Feel free to watch all 12. You know, I always feel like there are tidbits of information that can kind of help piece the story together for you into like one cohesive bit of whatever it is that you need to hear, right? But it's the triad, right? The heavens, the earth, the waters, the mind, the body, the spirit. So that might be something that you need to pay more attention to this month that's not growing, right? 3 is all about multiplicity. How can you see a bigger return on your money, right? How can you be more creative to see more financial abundance, to see more security in that factor of your life? How can you tend to your mind? What are you feeding your mind? What are you reading this month? You know, get back into some things and some hobbies that are of interest to you that can kind of help you grow in that way, right? Understanding culture a little bit more, in other people's culture. Maybe that is something that you're interested in. And language also here, right? So wanting to study and learn more languages. But outside of that, again, just body. What are you feeding your body? You know, how is your diet looking? How are you being of service to yourself by the physical activity that you're doing? Are you lacking in that department? How can you change that? If you live in a pretty sizable neighborhood or a community, like an apartment community, just walk around the community itself. Start small, you know, especially if you aren't the type that can just get into the gym and just go at it and really know what you're doing, and or have any type of like routine or idea in that sense. Then you can start small. Walk your dog a little bit more, you know. Just use what you have to put yourself in a better position. How are you serving your spirit? Are you reading verse of the day? Are you reading at least a chapter out of the Bible, out of the Torah, out of any other religious sect that exists in the world? I personally don't know that many, sorry, but what are you doing to tend to that? Do you have a ritual that you can practice and that you can be consistent with to kind of raise your vibration, right? To integrate all of the other elements of who you are. You need all 3 components. You know what I'm saying? So it's working on that and how you can grow in those 3 areas of your life this month, right? and doing whatever escapism you need to do in the Six of Swords can clear your mind potentially, to where you can focus a little bit more on yourself, because you've been neglecting yourself. And that is what the issue is, that this is nothing about the external environment, nothing about work or your own family life or your love, or friend relationships, right? This is all about you. But as far as where you need more information, what came up, Cancer, was the Devil card. Capricorn energy. Okay, it is the number 15 in tarot. So in numerology, that reduces down to the number 6, which talks about harmony, positive, negative, or neutral. If you know you're out of balance with yourself, you're in a state of disharmony, and so you are more easily tempted and are more susceptible to falling short when you are out of balance with yourself. Now this can be somebody else, but kind of understand your own toxic, I'm hearing toxic masculinity, toxic femininity as well, and how you are a part of the toxic culture, right? If things are backfiring on you by the end of the month, how did you cause that? You have to look back at this energy. Let's read what the Devil card has to say, okay, for the Fountain Tarot deck, because I feel compelled to read what it means. So the Devil, bondage to indulgence. Here we go. The forces in life that genuinely move us forward are not always black and white. They are complex and powered by fearsome and sometimes dangerous energy. The Devil card is not about evil. It is about forces of desire, indulgence, and abandon, which I was talking about kind of in the Empress card, right? How you've been neglecting self. There we go. Natural human qualities that flow in both directions, resulting in either growth and freedom or bondage and addiction. Okay, the solution is extreme honesty with yourself and an assessment of what is actually needed. Surrender, commitment, restraint. The qualities themselves do not enslave us. Only we can do that. So it's time for you to make a choice between indulgence and restraint, right? Between being truthful and or continuing to tell white lies, you know, and overeating, or deciding to implement more portion-sized meals, okay? And drinking and smoking in excess, in moderation to none at all. You know, you have to make a choice. Understand duality, but understand when to utilize the dual sides of who you are, right? And it's not by way of being all smiley in somebody's face one minute, but then talking about them behind their back, right? No, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Keep it to yourself. Write it in a journal. Smirk to yourself because you know you have an ulterior opinion of whoever it is that is in front of your face that you may not necessarily care for. But also stop putting yourself in situations where you have to consistently see somebody that you don't really like. And as well, this can be somebody in your external environment that is needing to do this to you, you know? Stop staying in places where you're tolerated here, where you're not really celebrated for who you are and your worthiness and what you have to bring to the table, right? Stop putting yourself in these positions where you can be in any immediate danger, you know? Stop putting yourself in positions where you can so easily fall into the temptations that you've been trying to grow out of for a while now. You know, stop feeding into the bad habits. It's a new year. It's a new opportunity, but you have to seize the opportunity. You have to be a little bit more deliberate about what you're doing and who you're doing it with, who you decide to share your good moments with, right? So that is what is coming out for you guys. As far as chakras are concerned, root chakra, sacral, solar plexus are here for sure, and your heart chakra. So just work on those the most. If what I said did resonate for you guys, do give me a thumbs up, share this with your friends and family, and do subscribe for more.